This is the video lesson for 2.01, and it's called the hurdle. And since the whole module is called obstacles, a hurdle is something that is considered an obstacle, or is an obstacle. And so let's take a look at the objectives first of all. It says, after completing this lesson, you will be able to understand various types of writing, determine an author's purpose in writing, and develop a reading plan for a selected novel. Make a prediction about a topic within the selected novel. And so that, hopefully you've already looked at the novel selections. I added a sheet that has those and links so that you can read them online. You do not need to purchase a book. Okay, so you will need to start off by reading all of page 1 and also by clicking play and watching this short little video here.
Well, my dad was a basketball player and a coach.
Okay, and then after you do everything on this page, then you will go to page 2. And here on page 2, you need to read the whole page. And also there is this little thing right here, this little story. It says the value of a story, and you need to click through each of those and look at everything that it says about the value of a story. And then once you've gone through that whole thing, there are 10 pages you can see. You go through each of them by hitting next. And you can also see they're pretty short. See, it's just a little bit of reading. And then go on to page 3. On page 3, you begin thinking about the book that you're going to pick if you haven't already. Because you're going to actually read a little sample from Enrique's Journey, A Boy Left Behind, which is a true story written by Sonia Nazario. And this is one of the novel choices, but everybody has to read this first little bit. It's just kind of an introduction. So you click here, and this actually opens it up. And you can see it's pretty short. It says chapter 1, but it's not even the whole chapter. It's just a little bit there. And so you read through that, and then it asks you some questions. There's activity 1 and activity 2. So you'll need to do both of those, and those are about the little bit that you read of Enrique's journey. And then after you do all of that, both activities and the reading, then you'll go on to page 4. Here on page 4, it talks a little bit more about Enrique's journey, and then it asks you to make a choice. And so it has the 5 books that you can choose from: Ender's Game, Their Eyes Were Watching God, Hiroshima, Of Mice and Men, or Enrique's Journey. And if you haven't, again, looked at that novel page that I set up, the novel links, each of those has a little synopsis on there that I took from Amazon.com. So you can read a little bit about it. There's a picture of the cover of each of the books to just kind of give you an idea of what they're each about. You've probably heard of Mice and Men, and there's also probably a very good chance you've heard of Their Eyes Were Watching God. But go ahead and you need to pick one of those now. Now it's time. Because here it has a reading plan for you. And so you can see with 5 lessons, is it just 5? No. Yes. 5 lessons, you will need to follow the reading plan for your book. So you can see here, like Hiroshima is only 5 chapters. They're 5 longish chapters, but just 5 chapters. And Of Mice and Men is only 6. Of Mice and Men is pretty short. It's almost like a novella, not a whole entire novel. So if you want to read something faster, that might be one. Although Enrique's Journey is also pretty short, only 6 chapters. Their Eyes Were Watching God and Ender's Game are a little bit longer, but they also have shorter, the chapters are shorter. So this is the plan that you will follow as you go through this module. There is a lot of reading. You are going to read a novel, so just be prepared for that. I would recommend copying and pasting or printing off your whichever book you've chosen here, and then go on to page 5. Here on page 5, there are these graphic organizers, so you will only need to pick the one that goes with your book. In the next page, they actually refer back to these as the novel guides. So I find that a little confusing because here it's called the graphic organizer, but later it's called the novel guide. Just know that this is the same thing. Graphic organizer and novel guide, those are the same thing. I'm running out of time here, but really quickly I'm just going to click on this and show you kind of what it looks like, because you will need to fill this out as you read. So I'm going to talk more about that in the next lesson, because in the next lesson I'm going to go over the assignment. So let me know if you have any questions.